What are some famous quotes people misuse by not using the full quote? Machiavelli, it is better to be feared than loved. If you cannot be both. Money is the root of evil. The actual verse reads, the love of money is a root of all sorts of evil. Now is the winter of our discontent. Actual quote, now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by this son of York. The now modifies made, not is. Richard III is describing a good thing. That the seasons are changing for him and things are looking up. Basically the complete opposite of what you get by stopping halfway through the quote. Our race is not, always, to the swifto. The full quote is, our race is not to the swift, not the battle to the strong. Neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. The point I know it so much, that persistence is sometimes enough to overcome skill. But rather that sometimes everyone is unlucky. My country, right or wrong. People use it to justify blind patriotism and ignoring the bad things that their country does, but forget the rest of the quote. If right, to be kept right, and if wrong, to be set right. History repeats itself. First as tragedy, then as farce. People often forget the second part. Might as well be that person who points this quote out. Rome wasn't built in a day, the forgotten part, but it burned in one. Our information wants to be free. Information also wants to be expensive. That tension will not go away. https://n wikipedia.org/wiki/information _wants_to_be_free. Adorito, pull yourself up by your bootstraps was initially meant to imply doing the impossible. God is dead. God remains dead. And we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves? The murderers of all murderers? What was holiest and mightiest of all that the world has yet owned, has bled to death under our knives. Who will wipe this blood off us? What water is there for us to clean ourselves? What festivals of atonement? What sacred games shall we have to invent? Is not the greatness of this deed too great for us? Must we ourselves not become gods simply to appear worthy of it? Nietzsche. The full quote is not nearly as cut and dry as the first sentence. Much more thoughtful and celebratory. The mountains are calling, and I must go, and I will work on while I can. Studying incessantly. John Moo. Father of our national park system. He wasn't just some dude who liked fucking around in the mountains. He was a scientist. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. The full quote. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I'm kind to everyone. But when someone is unkind to me, weak is not what you are going to remember about me. Al Capone. Not necessarily misused. But I think the full quote is so much more. Edit. My first gold. Thanks, stranger. Great minds think alike. But fools rarely differ. Edit. Thank you Makamim. Why then the world's mine oyster which with sword I will open. As happy as a clam / at high tide. Hence it won't be caught. God is dead. And we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves? The murderers of all murderers? Nietzsche. People refer to bad apples meaning some group is fine. There's just a couple of bad people in it that aren't representative of the whole. That's the exact opposite meaning of the full quote. A few bad apples spoil the bunch. Not sure if it's misuse, but everybody remembers Lord Acton's power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But few remember that the quote continues. Great men are almost always bad men, even when they exercise influence and not authority. Still more when you superate the tendency or certainty of corruption by authority. Deleted. Where ignorance is bliss, 'tis folly to be wise. Thomas Gray. Jack of all trades, master of none is usually what people say, in my experience, to push people to go to college or whatever. But the end of the quote is, but better than master of one, so in the end it is more valuable to have more than one skill. Law and the world laughs with you. Weep and you weep alone. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. I'm sure there's something to be learned here, but I'm too stupid to teach it. Can't find the exact quotes. But Adam Smith's invisible hand of the market. It is often cited as a justification to limit regulation of business. But in the same book, almost in the same breath, Smith goes on to say how, if you let businessmen gather together they will conspire against the public interest, in other words, that they must be regulated. No one actually reads the book, though. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord, apostrophe. Or, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist an evil person, but whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other to him also. Edit. For the multiple people bringing of the Mirabis law code, the phrase was used as a way to establish punishment for criminals, as in, a guy takes your eye. Don't seek to have him killed. It didn't promote or endorse seeking your own revenge. The same code set out innocent until proven guilty. Again, not something that advocates revenge. For example, it states the man how damages the eye of a slave must release them. That's not revenge. It's criminal punishment. Both quotes in the Bible, from Matthew, turn the other cheek, and a Mirabis law code, neither are saying people should go get revenge. They both mean quite the opposite when taken in the context of the original quote. Those who travel fastest travel alone, but those who travel farthest travel together. Edit, farthest. People should consume 8 glasses of water a day. Full quote. People should consume 8 glasses of water a day. Most of this quantity is contained in prepared foods. Most of what you eat is water. Drink some water if you're thirsty. I doubt. Therefore I think. Therefore I am. Fortune favors the bold and abandons the timid. It's not a big difference, but it bothers me that only the first half gets quoted. Curiosity killed the vertical bar, but satisfaction brought it back. Okay, not really a famous quote, but bear with me. In high school we went to visit a museum about ancient Roman history in Belgium. We did this because in the Netherlands, the gymnasium is taught ancient Latin as a language. Anyway, our school arranged a guided tour. In the last part of the tour guide says, also, do you know what Caesar wrote about Belgium? She then said the Latin quote and gave a translation. Of all these people the Belgians were the bravest. As we had just discussed this text in class, I knew she was letting out the rest of the sentence, which actually was, because they are furthest away from the culture and humanity of the Roman province. And because only few merchants visit them and sell them products that lead to the womanification. Not really a word, but that is a very close translation to the actual word in Latin, of their souls. And because they are close to the Germans, who live on the other side of the Rhine, with whom they are constantly at war, you can of course understand that the guide wasn't really happy when I pointed out that the main reason they were considered brave was because they lived furthest away from Rome. Cogito, ergo sum. The full quote is, dubio, ergo cogito, ergo sum. Anything attributed to Marilyn Monroe that she didn't actually say. Teenage girls love that shit. Birds of a feather flock together until the cat comes. Quotes from the Bible. Without context, you can really twist the meaning of the text into some really terrible ways. The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. It is the opium of the people. I mean, I'm not a Marxist, but that's a nice hunk of prose. Well, the end justifies the means wasn't intended to be some sort of moral teaching valid for everyone. Machiavelli was just saying that the popular masses care just about the outcomes of the political actions of their governors, and not about the actions themselves. This is because Machiavelli's The Prince didn't have any moral purpose. It was just meant to be a guide for someone governing in a monarchy/principality. When people say there are very few bad apples to explain why a group is otherwise good, they often forget that very few bad apples spoil the below. They wish you were disbelievers they disbelieved, so you would be alike. So do not take from among them allies until they emigrate for the cause of Allah. But if they turn away, then seize them and kill them wherever you find them, and take not from among them any ally or helper, except for those who take refuge with a people between yourselves and whom is a treaty, or those who come to you. their hearts strained at the prospect of fighting you or fighting their own people. And if Allah had willed, he could have given them power over you, and they would have fought you. So if they remove themselves from you, and do not fight you, and offer you peace, then Allah has not made for you a cause for fighting against them. And Ash 200b, Quran 4:8990. Find what you love, and let it kill you. Somebody once told me, the correct full quote is actually, somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me, I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming, and they don't stop coming, fed to the rules. And I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know. If you don't go, you'll never shine. If you don't glow. Hey now, you're an Ulster. Get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid, and all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. It's a cool place and they say it gets colder. You're bundled up now. Wait till you get older, but the meteor men beg to differ. Judging by the hole in the satellite picture, the ice we skate is getting pretty thin. The water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. My world's on fire. How about yours? That's the way I like it, and I never get bored. Hey now, you're an Ulster. Get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid, all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Hey now, you're an Ulster. Get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid, and all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars. Somebody once asked, could I spare some change for gas? I need to get myself away from this place. I said, yet what a concept. I could use a little fuel myself, and we could all use a little change. Well, the years start coming, and they don't stop coming, fed to the rules. And I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know. If you don't go. You'll never shine. If you don't glow. Hey now, you're an Ulster. Get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid, and all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. And Ash 200b, edit. Somebody once told me the gold is gonna roll me. I'm the shiniest tool in the shed. He was looking kinda dumb with his finger and his thumb in the shape than a wood in his backhand. TL, doctor, tie for the gold.